Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Fabula Ultima TTJRPG. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this tabletop role-playing game that attempts to bring the Japanese video game RPG experience to your table, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the three first steps in the conflict scene process, which are determine participants, discuss goals, and initiative. And I have a few things to say about these steps. Let's start with determine participants. First, discuss which characters present on the scene will take on an active role during the conflict, and which ones will fade into the background. Player characters are all generally expected to take part in the conflict, as are any important antagonists. But there might be times in which some prefer to stay away from the spotlight. New participants may also enter a conflict while it is already underway. Characters who wish to do so can join the scene at the end of a round. So you can easily spot the contradiction here. First, you don't need to discuss anything. This is going to happen organically. You're not going to be talking out of character as in, okay, so who is going to participate in this fight? Can I participate in this scene? Is it possible for that character to participate? Can this other character participate in the conflict? And this doesn't make sense when you take into account that it says that new participants may also enter the conflict while it is already underway. So why do you need to specify which characters fade in the background, which are active, if any character within the scene or throughout the scene or around the scene could become an active character at any moment? It just creates a false sense of security. It doesn't make sense. Then we have step 2. Discuss goals. Each character involved in the conflict will have their reasons. Perhaps you want to steal a precious artifact, persuade the queen of your good intentions, or avoid becoming a monster's mid-afternoon snack. Your antagonists will have goals of their own too, ranging from escaping unharmed to putting an end to your ceaseless meddling. The Game Master is free to keep some of the antagonists' goals a secret. Suffice it to say, if a conflict takes place, it's because at the very least, they don't want the heroes to achieve their own objectives. Another unnecessary step. Imagine any other tabletop role-playing game. Maybe you are playing a Mythos type of role-playing game and you say something like, okay, the goal of the investigators is to find the grimoire in the library. And the goal of these Cthulhu cultists is to stop the investigators. So that is so ridiculous. This is not a role-playing game at all. This shouldn't be how a role-playing game proceeds. So these steps break the immersion and destroy the structure of this RPG. Or maybe imagine if you are playing Dungeons and Dragons and the Dungeon Master says, okay, the goal of the adventurers is to kill the dragon, and the goal of the dragon is to kill the adventurers. This is completely, absolutely nonsensical. And because this is trying to emulate a Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Secret of Mana, Tales of Vesperia sort of experience, why would you wish to ruin the experience like that? In many, if not all of those games, battles happen seamlessly. There is no interruption to discuss the goals of the fight or the conflict scene. Then we have step 3, initiative. A character's initiative modifier indicates how likely they are to give their side an edge when a conflict begins. At the start of each conflict, a player character performs an initiative group check. This is a group check that relies on dexterity and insight. The difficulty level for the leader's check is equal to the highest initiative score among the hero's adversaries. Supporting characters perform their support check against the standard difficulty level of 10. Whether you act as the leader or as a supporting character in this group check, remember to apply your initiative modifier to your result. If the leader succeeds, this means the heroes seize the initiative for this conflict, and the first participant to act during each round will be someone from the player character side. If they fail, it means they have lost the initiative for this conflict, and the first participant to act during each round will be one of their foes. Note that even if a new participant joins an ongoing conflict scene, they will simply adapt to the existing initiative. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about turns, rounds, spaces, and distances. The more that I carefully analyze this tabletop role-playing game, or rather this TTJRPG, the more I realize that the author never went beyond beginner level, both on the game master side and the player character side. I really hope that no one who is new to tabletop role-playing games uses this tabletop RPG as a way to learn how to play a tabletop role-playing game. There is a good game here. It's not the best, but there is a decent structure here, but it is constantly sabotaged because of the inexperience and lack of knowledge of the author. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a while know that I am very positive with almost all of the role-playing games that I review, but this tabletop RPG contains so many red flags. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.